Salut les geeks lumineux, Emmanuel Pampuri en direct du NAB 2011. Je vais me promener un petit peu dans les allées, vous montrer quelles sont les nouveautés. Je vais essayer de mettre un petit peu de lumière sur ma tête, comme ça vous me verrez mieux. Et puis on va se balader, je vais aller voir les sociétés qui m'intéressent, les constructeurs, les éditeurs de logiciels. On va parler surtout caméra, un tout petit peu de post-prod. Et c'est maintenant tout de suite sur le Pampuris blog.
All right, cool. Thank you.
What is the most important thing for you, to play with the toys or to sell a lot of camera?
Truthfully,
Yeah.
sales kind of take care of themselves. You know, there's one. Are you recording this?
Yeah.
There's one thing that Steve Jobs said, among other brilliant things he said over many years.
Yeah.
He said, if you build something people want to buy, you never have to sell anybody anything.
That's the same focus.
I don't think I've ever done one day of selling anything since we started with Red. And other things too, when I was with AJA, it's all about building great stuff. The sales take care of themselves, you know? Customers want the gear, it's the right gear, this is the right gear, there's nothing else on the planet that does this. And it's a fantastic camera, you know?
That's why
when Peter Jackson makes a decision to buy a camera, he's not being sold on anything. He's in charge, right? He's making a decision based on the technology and based on looking at whatever products are on the market and making the best decision. When David Fincher does it, he does the same thing. When Steven Soderbergh does it, he does the same thing. These guys aren't looking to be convinced of anything. They just want to test the gear, prove it out, and they've all gone red. So that's enough said, you know? I mean, that's it. So this is the current menu system of the Epic. Of course, we're constantly improving it, updating it, right? But this is where it sits now on the Epic M's. So you have essentially full control of the camera from this touchscreen. You also have it from the pad and the grip and anywhere you want it. But you basically go through all the different options here. So in the top menus, you have frame rate. You can change it like that. You have ISO, right? We can go all the way up. There's 2000. There's 4000. Obviously now I got a iris way down. But you can see it's just as clean, right? So let's take it back down to maybe 1600. 1600. Okay.
The sensor is still at 800.
Yeah. I mean, but you can push it to 2000, 2500, 4000 without any issue. It's very clean. Shutter angle. You can change shutter angle, of course. Right? White balance. Change white balance. Let's take it to a different white balance, 6000. You can change the different formats. So there's 5K 2:1. You see the frame will change. You can go 5K for scope, widescreen, right? So that's all changing. The red code can go from 3:1 all the way up to almost 20:1, 18:1, depending on what needs you need from a compression standpoint. Most people are shooting around 5:1. That seems to be between 5 and 10:1 is kind of the sweet spot. This is status information. So let's put it out here. So if I just hold the histogram, I get things related to the image, setting the image, right? So I can go into my exposure mode to set simple exposure. I can go into my video mode, like the predator vision, you know, see the full exposure changes. So if I change the iris, of course, those that shoot red know how this works, where the different color values mean if it's, you know, they go into the yellow starts to get close to the danger zone, right? And that's the proper exposure is going to be somewhere around there, which is about there. We have a focus peaking, which I don't know if you can see here. But if I take it out of focus, you see the little lines there where it's peaking.
Yeah, in red?
Yeah, the little lines in red, yeah.
Okay.
We can actually look at a raw signal, which is very helpful for some cinematographers that really want to see the density of the actual digital negative. So that's through the LUT. and that's RAW.
Can you manage different LUT on the screen and on the output?
Yes, you can look at independent HD output while you're looking at whatever you want on the screen. So it's independent.
Okay.
So that's that. If we go here, these are all the status displays and looks, right? So we can go into the look menu. We actually can set a curve. We can look at red log film. If you want to see through a LUT box, if a certain type of cinematographer likes to do that. Or you can see red gamma, which is the pretty colored picture. It's clever that way. Let's go back to that.
To show how it is in HD with an Alexa.
Yeah, I mean, it's, if you like to see that style, you know, that's fine. As you go. So if you want to create a certain look on set and actually paint the output, you can totally do that if you want. It's quite sophisticated. You can even, you can work the FLUT. You have shadow. You have all these ways to manipulate the output of the image, right?
Okay.
And of course, that's just the metadata, right? That's controlling the camera. So that's pretty much all that side. And then if you want audio, you go into the audio menu. You can of course turn it on, turn it off, unbalanced, balanced, line, whatever you like, or turn it off.
So audio is working now?
Yeah, on the new firmware we have audio running on the camera. ISO, of course, we talked about. We can go up and down. Let's go back here. Media is the same. You format the media, set the media, eject the media, that kind of stuff. Settings for the camera.
What about the bit rate of the new red code? The bit rate?
The bit rate? Well, it's as low as 3:1, all the way up to 20:1. The average data rate's going to be between 60 and 80 megabytes a second, somewhere in that zone. So it's actually still fairly small. It's like double the data rate of a Red 1 because it's double the amount of frame size, the amount of picture information. But it's not, of course, it's not unwieldy. I mean, we're recording it right on board the camera, right? And it's just the same workflow as you do on a Red 1. Projects, of course, you go in, you can set your time base. You can actually set it for a base frame rate of these, so you can actually shoot at high temporal rate, which is kind of valuable. That's about it. I mean, maintenance, you go in, this is all the things for logs and testing and restoring the system. You can do a system default restore to get all the stuff back to the way you want. Pretty much it's all right there.
You can still record the setting on a SD card?
Yeah, you can put it right on here and bring it back and forth, in and out. And that's how it works.
Okay.
I gotta go to another meeting.
Thank you, Ted.
My pleasure. See you soon.
Very interesting.
See you in France.
Yeah, hope so. Very soon.
Hey, Nate, do you want to gather the whole bomb squad up for a big group thing at some point?
I think you have to change your names.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, do you want to gather the whole bomb squad up for a big group thing at some point?
I think you have to change your names.
Yeah.